Hey, my name's Freddie. Now, my goal with this YouTube channel is two things. Firstly, I want to give other fellow young entrepreneurs a raw account of what it's like to build one of these flashy online businesses so that you get to see the authentic truth about what it's like. And hopefully it will inspire you or help you in some way. Secondly, I want to help creators who have a large following actually monetize that following by creating impactful educational products. So today's video will be helpful for you if you want to monetize your following by launching an impactful product that's going to help members of your audience, but you're really not sure where to start with that, and you don't just want to create another standard course like everyone else's. Just for peace of mind, the only thing I have to sell is a done-for-you service as part of the agency that I founded. So I have no intention of painting things in a certain way because I'm not trying to take on coaching clients or mentor anyone for this specific business model. Anyway, I really hope it's useful. It's very raw, so I've just tried to make it as value-packed as possible. There's not too much editing. There's a few cuts here and there. So bear with me on that side of things, but give me some feedback in the comments, and again, really hope it's valuable for you. Cheers.
First step, right, guys, our first step is always understanding who you're going to be serving. So just before I get into these questions over here on the right-hand side, how is this different from a niche, okay? Because if you watch any business video, they're going to tell you to find your niche, but this is different. This is about understanding the average person that you're selling to in great detail. So rather than having an umbrella term, let's say your niche is plumbers. I don't know what it would be, but let's say your niche is plumbers. That's great, but that doesn't really give us much insight, right? When it comes to writing copy and actually also forming your offer, we really have to know what pain points we're targeting, what goals we're facilitating, and almost feel like we are the person that we're selling to. That's how you're going to sell it best. So use these questions to help you out. I recommend grabbing a notepad and potentially doing it now, or even after the video. So age, gender, earnings are a really nice, easy place to start. The earnings one's relevant because it's going to give you an idea of what can your audience afford, okay? Because if you're selling to, I don't know, 18-year-old kids who make 300-400 quid a month from their part-time job, if you launch a 2, 3, 4K product, it's unlikely that you're going to get sales. So just start thinking about who is the person that you want to be selling to? Who is your ideal client? Who's your ideal avatar? So in terms of what's going to help us actually formulate the offer, it's really important to think about their goals. Okay, what are they after? What are they chasing right now? But also, what's preventing them from getting to this goal? And another way you can think about this is what's slowing them down, because eventually they might hit it, but maybe it's going to take them 5 or 10 years or even 1 year, and you could cut that time in half, for example. And this might not all seem relevant, but it's about getting really clear about the person you're serving so that you can actually feel like you are them. And I think that's just really useful later in the process. So always start here. Let's go on to turning this into an offer then. So at this point, you identified their biggest goals, and I want you to pick one of those goals and think, which one could you help them achieve with either a skill you already possess or one that you'd be happy to learn? Now, once you've selected that skill, you need to find the corresponding barrier, because they're in a state now where getting from point A, which is where they are now, to point B, is blocked or slowed down by this barrier, this obstacle that they're facing. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you've got Jimmy here. This is Jimmy, and Jimmy wants to make a career change. Okay, Jimmy's a truck driver. He's burnt out and he wants to earn a bit more money. And he therefore wants to make a career change into software engineering, for example. Now, here are all his obstacles that are acting as the block. He lacks qualifications, he lacks the time to learn, he doesn't know how to get through interviews, and he has no portfolio. So if you were to develop a solution here to facilitate transformation, you'd come up with some sort of comprehensive, affordable qualification that helps them build their portfolio and helps them land a job. Now, there's loads of these products out there. I'm sure you've heard of them, but just a nice example for you. So for you to be able to conceptualize this, I've written out a formula. I will get you from point A, and this is your offer statement, by the way. I will get you from point A to point B. So again, point A is a state of deficiency. It's where they are now. It's a state of desire, which humans don't like. To point B, which is their goal that you've identified up here. Inside time frame, using system without the thing they dislike about other solutions. So I'll come on to this in just a second. But let's just imagine taking this career change example. I will get you from burnt out and underpaid to landing a 80k plus a year remote job inside 90 days using our tech career change system. So I hope that's making sense. Now, this system bit This is where you just come up with a name for the solution that you're offering that sounds a bit sexy. So in our case, we help creators launch products, and it's called the Traction Launchpad System. Okay, so our launchpad system, it could be our fat shredding blueprint. I don't know, but come up with that sort of name. Use ChatGPT if you want. Now, this section is really interesting because this is where we start to look at other solutions on the market and people who are already offering this transformation, because you don't have to completely reinvent a new offer, right? So what we really need to do is look at other offers on the market who are ultimately solving the same problem as you. And we have to think, why haven't they gone to those people to solve their problem? Or why wouldn't they go to those people to solve their problem over you? Now, here's a great way to do it. Read their reviews. Okay, I'm going to show you how to differentiate here. Read their reviews. And I want you to pick out sort of 3 to 5 positive things, right? Positive things, a few of those, just so you know what you're going to incorporate into your offer, but it's not actually relevant to this offer statement. The part that's relevant to this offer statement is reading the negative reviews as well, and this is really important because this actually teaches us more. So we're going to read the negative ones as well, and from there we're going to pick one that we're going to make sure we exclude from our service. We're going to focus on that being removed from our offer, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's imagine you are a fat loss coach and you read some reviews on another fat loss coach's page, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you gave us a really boring, restrictive diet. I literally just ate like a rabbit, whatever. Okay, awesome. So what you're going to say is, we're going to make this transformation happen without the boring, restrictive diet. And what you should do is make sure you read 4 to 5 of your competitors' reviews so that you can see what the common themes are. And whichever one comes up the most is the one that you should make sure you exclude. Another way you can do this is just simply ask your ideal customer profile. So this person, go and find them on social media and ask them, hey, do you have this problem? And if so, what are your concerns about the current solutions on the market? And again, you're going to get their concerns. This is all about gathering data on why they wouldn't buy, why they haven't bought already, so that you can come in and remove that concern and therefore make them more likely to buy from you. And just the fact that you are saying in your offer statement, without this thing that I know you don't like, it shows that you know them and understand them, and they're going to resonate with you. So just to kind of bring this all together, we might say something like, go from overweight and sluggish to dropping 30 pounds inside 90 days without boring restrictive diet, for example. And I don't know anything about fat loss, so I don't know if that's realistic, so forgive me, but you get the point, hopefully. Awesome. So by now, what have you done? Well, you've understood who you're selling to, and you now kind of know what you're selling to them, or at least you know how you're going to present it to them. But how are you actually going to package it up? This is quite important, and it's very simple, but you just need to decide how you're actually going to deliver this. So here's a nice framework to think about this. Do you want it to be scalable, lower ticket, and available to the masses? And I say scalable, they're both scalable, so I actually won't include that. Do you want it to be a low ticket offer? So by the way, this means, let's just put $1 sign here. That means it's cheaper, okay? Do you want it to be a low ticket offer and available to more people, to lots of people? Or do you want it to be exclusive high ticket offer, okay? And exclusive, we'll just put limited spots, right? Awesome. So let me just give you an example so you can picture this. You could have some sort of low ticket offer, let's say a paid community. It's like $30 a month and you get hundreds of people in there from your audience. Now, if you have a large following, this is going to work quite well and you can make a lot of money without doing much, but just bear in mind that you need to get a lot of people in there to make it worthwhile, and therefore you need a lot of traffic going to the school page because the conversion rate is never going to be stupidly high. High ticket offer wise, this is kind of, you might guide someone through a process one-to-one or in a small group, and you give them very exclusive access to yourself, but you charge a lot of money. Now, what you don't do is charge hourly here. You charge for the transformation, okay? So you can say, I'm going to work one-to-one with you to achieve this transformation that you've created in step 2. And for that, I'm going to charge £2,000 or $2,000, whatever you want to call it, for example. Now, in terms of the school community, again, this is a group setting where you can kind of package it as, okay, well, you're going to be in a community of like-minded people who are trying to achieve this transformation. Again, keep linking back to your transformation. You can see why the steps are in this order. All right, so it's a community full of like-minded individuals. There's support networks, there's weekly calls, there's video courses, all targeted, helping the members make this change and make this transformation and reach this goal. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah, decide which one you'd rather. If you have less traffic, definitely go for this one. And if anything, I'd say it's best to start with high ticket offer because there isn't much preparation to do, and it gives you a good idea of whether your audience are ready to buy. But if you fear that you have an audience, for example, like up here, who don't have a huge earning potential, for example, if they're sort of teenagers and things, then this might be more suitable. But if you have any questions about which would be best, shoot me a message or ask in the comments. Right, sorry, I'm speaking very fast. I'm trying to give you guys as much value in a short space of time. I know this isn't fancy and it's not attention gripping, but I really hope it's useful. And I know my drawing's awful, but hopefully you'll get some value. So, pre-launch, awesome. So we know how you're packaging the offer. We know the transformation you're offering. We know the person that you are serving. So what systems do we need to get in place before we go on to launch the offer? Right, I didn't want to make you watch me type all of that out, but here are some key points, right? Launch a high-value lead magnet related to the thing that you're selling first, right? Let's go back to the fat loss example. Give them a tailored fat loss workout plan in exchange for their email or something like that, but make sure you give value, okay? See this as a sale because the email is going to be really useful. With this, set up a 5-day sequence that's automated to everyone who gives you their email. And again, keep providing value, all right? Every day you might cover a different topic within the niche and the transformation that you're offering. And finish that sequence with an upsell to your offer and say, oh, by the way, I'm about to release this offer, kind of thing. So when you go to promote that offer inside of this sequence, and you can mention this in your social media, announce you're opening 3 discounted but limited spots for your high ticket offer. And in the case of a community, it might be between 30 and 50. So these are like limited foundering spots, if that makes sense. They're going to be the first people to actually come into the new offer. And therefore they're getting a discount, but also it creates FOMO, all right? This is called a FOMO tactic. And then when you come to do a full scale release, everyone's gonna be like, oh crap, I missed out on the spots last time. Let me jump in there. And you can use all sorts of price scarcity things. And then you can keep upping the price gradually based on how many people you've taken on and kind of keep creating that scarcity. So I would do these steps in order. If I were you, grab a screenshot or write them down. And this should probably take you about a week or 2 before you can then go on to actually launch in full. Ultimately, these email campaigns, once set up and the lead magnet, etc., we want it to be driving for your landing page, which you would need to build for your high ticket offer or even your school community. So this might be a high ticket offer, and then it might be one of those school landing pages. You guys know the vibes. So one of these two, right? It needs to be driving to your landing page essentially. So what is step 5 though? First of all, think about your sales system. All right. If you're running this high ticket offer, do you need a sales person? Do you need help in that regard? Do you need a closer? Do you need a setter? Or are you happy to do it all yourself? So just think about that. I'll start typing. It's a bit easier. So do you need sales assistants? Closer or setter. Now you're unlikely to need a setter if you have strong organic traffic, but you might want someone who's responding to leads as they come in and trying to push them closer to working with you, or even someone to actually take the calls for you if you're not big into sales calls. You can otherwise optimize for a no call close, even if you're doing high ticket. Now this is a bit harder to do. I could do a whole video on this, but if you're kind of above 1.5k, 2k price point, it's going to be really difficult. So the last and final point, which I think no one else would tell you on YouTube and everyone overlooks it, guys, is smooth onboarding. We need to make sales smooth, but everyone forgets about this bit, right? Why are these 2 sections so important? Well, this is obviously the backbone of your business, but both of these points are your client's initial first impressions of you as a company or you as a service provider. And first impressions, we know how important they are. It's going to carry over to their whole experience. If you impress them from the start, essentially no matter what happens, they're kind of going to hold a good memory of you inside of their head. So I'd recommend implementing a very smooth onboarding system here, an onboarding funnel if you can. And for example, our onboarding funnel has worksheets in it that they complete, and then they book a call. So we can see the answers to their worksheets before they book the call, and therefore on the call we can go over their answers and create a really clear vision for the product they want to build. In your case, it might be useful to implement a similar system where you collect all the information you need, take payment, and then that unlocks the option for them to book an onboarding call. So yeah, make sure you know your onboarding system as well. Guys, look, if you want a video specifically on one of these sections, please let me know down below, because this is a really brief overview. I hope it's still been really useful though. If you do want help getting this set up from point 1 all the way down to point 5, from idea to launch, then click the link in the description. It's not a course, it's not coaching, it's a done for you service. We're an agency, so that's all there is to it. But if not, I really hope it's been useful anyway. Take care and have a great day.